everyone. It's Tina Vesely from Spiritual Journeys with Tina Vesely. And what I want to do today is, since the podcast that we're doing started now, I missed on a couple things because we just started right as the solar eclipse was happening. So today's episode is going to be a catch up from what's up. I know Sarah's supposed to be here with me, but I wanted to get this one in and have it also as a YouTube so that I get to share some of this information with you about the solar eclipse that just happened and how Mercury in retrograde is coming about. Because poor Mercury is always, everybody likes to blame their life issues and problems on Mercury. So, anyway, so this is our first unofficial What's Up. What's Up podcast, but it's on YouTube too. So, anyway, the thing I want to share with you is on the 19th and into the 20th, there was a solar eclipse. And with this solar eclipse that just happened, the moon was a dominating factor in it because how the moon covers the sun and all like that. Like, I am no astrologer. I'm a medium. I communicate with spirit. I'm a motivational speaker, but I do, as a hobby, like astrology, and I follow some pretty cool people. And usually before I listen to the astrologers, I already have my own prediction for the month and my own knowing of what's going to happen. I even like to tap in, like, I know stuff from that I had written down for myself for August to know what's going on now and even in September. And I watch how it's all taking place. And then when I hear an astrologer, I'm like, holy crap, look at, I have that written down and look at it's happening. Sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, like in month of March, forget it. When I had told my friends how it was going to be, and some clients, they couldn't, oh yeah, March isn't going to be that bad. And for some of us, it was like, oh, when am I going to breathe? Oh my God, is this almost over? Let me get off the ride, type thing. And maybe some of you just had it easy, but for some of us, it was quite a push. But anyway, so over the night and into today was the solar eclipse. For others who are on the opposite side of the world, you probably got to see it where we didn't. But you know what? You could still feel it. Some people say it's 4 days before, 4 days after. I personally sometimes think it's a week before and a week after, but everybody's a little bit different. Also, like I said, not the astrologer, but from what I found out from doing what I do for over 30 years, what ends up happening is, in my opinion, it depends on where your zodiac sign lies. Whether you're doing rather regular astrology or Veridaic astrology, sorry, I think I said that wrong, or other forms, because there are several forms of astrology. If you go by that sign that's affiliated to that, and where the eclipses lie or the full moon or new moon lie, this much I do know to be true. You'll see how it affects you also wherever those planets or like that were in your chart. So that's some knowledge that I do have with that. I won't tell you something I know something that I don't, but I'll tell you if I don't, and I'll try to get the information and share it with you if you got that. But anyway, so with this moon that caused this part of our solar eclipse, this moon was such a strong moon because of the fact of where its north node was, and which what the moon had to do was it brings up different emotions. So for some of us, maybe we're a little bit more emotional. Past childhood stuff is coming up. We're getting in touch with our deeper side. Things sometimes don't seem logical. Patterns that we haven't wanted to face or stuff like that are being brought to us. Some really uncomfortable things, but you may say to yourself, hey, what's going on? You know, why am I more emotional before? Or why am I not having emotion? Or why am I having these outbursts? And they're not there to really make your life suck. What they're here for is to make it be brought to service for us to then, in turn, utilize it to make a positive change and to learn from it. Because if we choose to stay stuck in one place and not learn, you're not going to grow, and you're going to stay in that same frequency, and you're going to struggle and continue to chase your tail, per se. And we don't really want to do that, you know? And so this is time to express your feelings. I'm not saying you have to be rude or um, say things so like outlandishly or nasty or with vulgarity, or I'm sorry, I'm tongue tied a little bit. Yep, that's mercury. but um, but I think you get the gist of it. But our patterns are standing out for us to recognize for a reason, and it's to help us on our next shift. Now, some people think, like I was saying before, it only lasts the 4 days before, the 4 days after the effect. And that's where a big part of the effect of eclipses happen, is in that time. But it lasts about 6 months, and in some cases longer. So those effects of what's going on right now is going to affect your next 6 months. No, I'm not saying you're going to be crying and or having a hard time for the next 6 months. It's that this is part of your learning process as to what's going to be coming up and developing during our next eclipse season, which is around the sign of Libra, I believe, because that's my sign, which is towards the fall, end of September, beginning of November. I'm not exactly sure when it is. I used to, but I'm not thinking of it right now. So just so you know, it will happen then. Now, we do have in a lunar eclipse. That's when it happens, vice versa, where the sun's the one in charge then. And with the lunar eclipse that's happening, is that one is in regards to self-discovery. So even though we're discovering ourselves with getting down to the emotions, that's what the moon is trying to do with this solar eclipse that just happened today. When we come into the lunar eclipse, it's the self-discovery. So I think you can understand why we need to be a little bit emotional or see those patterns, because that part of self-discovery is bringing in a learning process. And I promise you, the next podcast and video that we do in regards to what's up, you're going to see Sarah and I in it, and we'll discuss it even further and in depth of what's going to happen with this lunar eclipse coming, because that's going to be a longer podcast and more in depth, and it will definitely tell you what's coming up in the next 6 months, so you can pretty much plan ahead. But that little tease for you is, and that is the week of, hey, Cinco de Mayo. So that is on May 5th. I believe it's May 5th because I'm actually doing an event then. But we have that day, the lunar eclipse, and what a way to celebrate. But that is a time of self-discovery. So some fantastic things are coming with you with that. And I just wanted to take this little update so you can understand, because so many people have been saying to me, Tina, why am I so emotional? I've never been emotional, and I can't control crying. I can't control how I'm feeling. Why did I think of this way with one relationship, and now it's with this with another relationship? Things just seem like I can't keep my emotions at hand. I'm a bit sporadic. It's not just Mercury. It was part of the eclipse, and it's us learning who we are, so that during our self-discovery time of the lunar eclipse that's coming, it aids and assists us on that journey. This is a deep time of learning who you are and breaking blockages that you have been trying to procrastinate and push aside. And it's up to you if you feel like learning or not, or if you feel like staying in the third dimension. It's up to you. So I did want to share that with you. Please make sure to subscribe and like my podcast channel as well as my YouTube channel. We're going to be offering things on both platforms as well as the other platforms I have. And when in doubt, visit my website, www.tinavesely.com. Please share me with your family. But the reason why I ask you to subscribe is I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity of, getting information from me. And you don't have to sit and have that session or take that extra time. You could do it at your own leisure. So that's part of this journey for me, pushing myself out of the comfort zone And doing these videos and these podcasts is to share with you information without you having to take time out your day to schedule an appointment or like that. So all I'm asking you to do is please share me, please like me, and if you have any questions or you have a topic you would like me to discuss or Sarah to discuss, send us an email at tinavesely@aol.com. Yes, I'm still old school with the AOL.com. Had it since 2000, I think 2000, and I'm not getting rid of it. So it's been here for 23 years and it's worked fine. And that's my email. I always have a joke with that with my husband about it. That's why I'm saying it. But anyway, have a blessed day, and I can't wait to share the next thing about the stars with you next week. Well, I think it is the next What's Up. So take care. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.